Hey, magical people, how's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to the Beyond Astro weekly forecast here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. So sorry, I'm like 10 minutes late in starting because I had a little bit of a technical glitch. We are in a Mercury retrograde after all, you guys. So thank you so much, everyone who's joining in live, or if you're catching the replay, hello. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. We're going to talk about our astrology for this upcoming week, which I do think is going to be one of the most intense weeks energetically with the astrological transits of the whole year. So we're going to break down why that is. And before we get into the astrology, you can check out my personal astrology readings over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. I have 4 different reading options at the moment. If you'd like to have a personal forecast looking at your year ahead, we can do that with the astrological transits. Birth chart reading, astrocartography, which is a form of locational astrology, and solar return, your birthday chart of your birthday, of your solar return, to look at your birthday year. And I did just add 4 spaces for August. So if anybody would like to book a reading with me in August, there are 4 new spaces available. And I think other than that, I'm booked out until December now, almost going into the new year. So you can go check that out. Link below. Also, we've got over at Ascension Organites, our lovely Carla has a high vibe summer sale. Woo! All Organite towers are 30% off. Love it. The discount is automatically applied upon checkout, valid until August 4th. Awesome. If you need to get some more Organite, if you'd like to go support Carla over there, you can go to ascensionorganites.com. So how are we doing out there, you guys? Let me know in my live crew. How is everybody feeling? Okay, we've got some intense stuff coming up this week. That's for sure. And why the heck? Oh my God, as I'm talking to you guys, my tarot cards are all sticky because I spilled coffee on my desk the other day. And I guess it freaking got on my tarot cards. Geez Louise, this Mercury retrograde, I'm like really, really feeling it. Let me know if you guys are feeling it as well. So for those of you who don't know, we're in a Mercury retrograde in Leo until August 10th. So that's an influence that we have throughout the whole week. Okay, and this week specifically, it is getting very, very intense. We're going to have one of the most intense aspects that we can have in astrology, which is exact Sun opposite Pluto. Okay, we're going to break that down. So that's going to be on Thursday, on the same day as a new moon in Leo, Gemini Christmas. Okay, this is really, really intense stuff. So what's some of the highlights of what we've got going on this week? Well, we're entering Leo season starting on Tuesday. Okay, happy birthday to all our Leos out there. We're going to have Sun sextile Uranus as well on Tuesday. On Thursday, new moon in Leo on the same day as Sun in opposition to Pluto, as on the same day as Sun in Leo trine Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Okay, so this is intense stuff. So first of all, Sunday and Monday, we're at the tail end of Cancer season. We've had, I think, a very nice Cancer season. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely really enjoyed the energies of Sun in Cancer with Jupiter in Cancer. And so we're with that Sun, critical degrees, Sunday going into Monday. And on Tuesday, we've got the Sun ingresses into Leo. Woohoo! We're in Leo season. Now, this Leo season is going to be very intense and very dramatic. One of the most dramatic and intense astrological sun seasons of this whole year. And why is that? Well, we've got very intense aspects that are going to be going on. Okay. In particular, you know, Leo is the opposite sign to Aquarius, and we've been going through Pluto in Aquarius transit. So of course, this Leo season, we will have a Sun in opposition to Pluto. That will be exact on Thursday. as well as some other intense aspects this Leo season as well. We're going to be having Venus square Saturn and Neptune next week. We're having a Mercury retrograde. We're in a retrograde city at the moment. We're going to have Mars opposite Saturn in a couple of weeks, a very intense full moon in Aquarius. So I'm here to break it all down for you guys as we go day by day with my daily Astro shows, week by week with the Beyond Astro weekly forecast, and also month by month with the new Astro Woo shows. So the big thing happening this week, it is the Sun in opposition to Pluto on the same day as new moon in Leo. So it's really interesting because this year's Leo season is going to be really, really dynamic. As I said, we've got very intense aspects as well as some positive aspects going on. Leo is the sign of power and leadership. Pluto in Aquarius in opposition to the Sun this week is all about technology, humanity moving forward into the future. So there's definitely a push and pull, a little bit of a drama show and tension between ourselves, where we've been up until this point, and the very big dynamic shift of us moving pretty fast into the future now with Pluto in Aquarius, outer planets and new signs as well. So on July 24th, let me bring up the chart for the new moon. Sorry, you guys, my computer is like going freaking nuts. Here we go. So on July 24th, we are going to be having a new moon at 2 degrees of Leo. This new moon is incredibly powerful. Oh my God. It forms very strong aspects with all 4 of the outermost planets. This is an excellent new moon to be setting intentions related to Leo ruled areas. Okay. Leo rules our passions, creative projects, romance, fun, inner child, children, and celebrations. So even though we got a lot of planets retrograde, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, okay, Mercury retrograde, one of the inner planets, we can still set intentions. Okay. We can still, even though it's a new moon on Thursday, be wanting to create things and envisioning things, but also being, I'm hearing Spirit use the word cautious, okay, with all these retrogrades, being cautious and being open to maybe some of our intentions possibly changing moving forward. When we've got so much retrograde, there's things that are not being shown to us totally clearly, or there can be more of a propensity for us to overlook some things, okay? But it's weird with this new moon because there is a lot of positive with it being in the sign of Leo. The only sign that is ruled by the sun, okay, it's like the most arguably positive sign in astrology. It's very fun, playful, celebratory, but at the same time with the sun in opposition to Pluto, okay? So this is an intense aspect highlighting power struggles. This energy urges us in its positive side to release toxicities and make room in our lives for fresh, new, positive energy. IOW says, be careful what you ask for. Yes, this is a new moon with Mercury retrograde, a lot of planets retrograde, the dispositor of the sun in opposition to Pluto. I think, yes, we can set intentions, but we do need to be really cautious, as I said. And maybe we want to be in more of a reflective, childlike, playful space as we're envisioning, as we're setting intentions, if you do like to work with the new moons in that way. Okay. Celestial Emma says, calling it in, Meg, fresh, positive energies. Yeah. And as there are positive energies that are being activated on the planet and for each of us individually, there's also a lot with the sun opposition into Pluto that we are having to let go of, a lot of darkness that is coming to light. We've had, the whole Epstein files situation the past couple of weeks be a really big drama show. And we're also having, I'm sure some of you guys may have already seen this. This was yesterday? What day was this? Yesterday or the day before, Tulsi Gabbard, okay, announced that Barack Obama personally orchestrated the plot against President Trump in the final weeks of his presidency. She says the Obama administration bypassed U.S. intelligence agencies and deliberately fabricated the Russia collusion narrative. Let's just listen to this really short clip, you guys, as if it couldn't get crazier than it already is. Let's take a little listen to this. There's so much being revealed at this time.
The implications of this are frankly nothing short of historic. Over 100 documents that we released on Friday really detail and provide evidence of how this treasonous conspiracy was directed by President Obama just weeks before he was due to leave office, after President Trump had already gotten elected. This is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue that is so serious it should concern every single American, because it has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic. What we saw occur here, as the documents we released detailed, was that we had a sitting president of the United States and his cabinet and leadership team, quite frankly, who were not happy with the fact that President Trump had won the election, that the American people had chosen Donald J. Trump to be the next president, commander-in-chief of the United States. And so they decided that they would do everything possible to try to undermine his ability to do what voters tasked President Trump to do. So creating this piece of manufactured intelligence that claims that Russia had helped Donald Trump get elected contradicted every other assessment that had been made previously in the months leading up to the election that said exactly the opposite, that Russia had neither the intent nor the capability to try to, quote unquote, hack the United States election for the presidency of the United States. So the effect of what President Obama and his senior national security team did was subvert the will of the American people, undermining our democratic republic, and enacting what would be essentially a years-long coup against President Trump, who was duly elected by the American people.
Wild. Oh my God, you guys, absolutely freaking wild. And someone in the comments, who is this, said, we already knew that. Spicy Dame says, we already know that. Yeah, a bunch of us already knew that, but it's coming out into the public more and more. Serenity and Tax says, all roads lead back to Obama. That's something that some of you guys may miss. President Trump posted just a few weeks ago, literally like a Truth Social post saying that. So this Leo season, it's going to be dramatic. There's going to be a lot of power struggles between the dark and the light on the collective in the spiritual war that we're in, personally within ourselves. So this is a Leo season to definitely be doing a lot of really good self-care for ourselves. The positive is it is the sign of Leo after all. It is fun and play. So even though things are going to be very intense, there's going to be a lot of geopolitical changes and maybe even leaders losing their power as major dramas are being exposed. We can still be having fun through that. Leo is the sign of fun. So be sure to do things that your inner child loves, that you love, to help raise the vibe. And that'll help us get through this week. Also this week, I kind of mentioned, but very briefly already. 1 second, you guys, my freaking computer is just being so weird right now. Sorry about that. We do have Sun sextile Uranus, okay, which is, we're in the influence of it right now. It's going to be exact on Tuesday when the sun ingresses to Leo. Sun, 0 degrees of Leo, with Uranus and sextile 0 degrees of Gemini. What is Uranus all about? Shocks, surprises, weirdness, moving forward into the future. And this is very strong aspect because it's at 0 degrees and sextile, which is positive. So I love that we've got exact sun sextile Uranus. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Same week as Sun opposite Pluto, because that's like a very positive aspect, as well as Sun trine Saturn and Neptune on Thursday, the same day as the new moon. So don't think we're going to have like horrible, evil things happen with this Sun opposite Pluto, because we can. Okay, I do want you guys to be very mindful of crowded places, anywhere you're going, anywhere you're around. But all in all, I think this can be very positive yet shocking shifts for humanity as we get into this week. So before I finish up, let's pull some cards for our week ahead. What's our guidance from the universe as we're navigating these very big astrological transits? Let's see here. The Fool. That goes along kind of with what I was saying of be open to looking at life in a childlike kind of fun way, right? Not taking things so seriously. A lot of revealings going on, a lot of intensity, but we can still have fun through that. Be open-minded, be in wonder and curiosity. We've also got the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, with the 3 of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay. So depending on our personal journeys, depending on how much we've been taking care of ourselves, how conscious we've been this week, this could actually be a week where you're really in a positive space and there can be like a major freaking blessings coming through with this 10 of Pentacles. This is about legacy, inheritance, prosperity, family, positive family members, or 3 of Swords. And it does make sense with the Sun opposite Pluto. There could be shadow work coming up. There could be really intense scenarios, possible pain, possible like betrayal or heartbreak. If I feel Spirit saying, if you haven't been paying attention to something that's obvious, or if there's something that's meant to come up to be let go for your highest good. So I feel like this is going to be very different person to person. And no matter what, going into this week with childlike curiosity, okay, and wonderment is going to help us get through it. It feels like for each of us, it's either going to be really intensely positive and good or really intensely challenging. I'm just going to be honest, you guys. So if some of you out there are going to be on the side of this is going to be one of the most challenging weeks of the year, look at whatever challenges, maybe pain, intensities are coming up, not as a punishment, but things that we need to be facing, we need to see the truth of to be able to move forward and be our highest version, be, in our happiest state. Sometimes there's intense stuff that has to come up. Celestial Emma, hold that frequency as much as you can. Yes, definitely. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And before I finish up here, want to mention as well that very excited, JC is going to be live with Penny Kelly for the weekly Wacky Woo show on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern today, Sunday. So very excited for that, to see JC and Penny Kelly live. And our schedule on the Beyond Mystic channel for the whole week ahead, I think, will be up on the website. Should be up as of tomorrow. So we're back from our vacation, back to our regular scheduled programming, and we will see you all next week for all our regular shows. Mercury retrograde. I can't speak properly. Love you all so much. Oh yeah, and also if you do want to have a personal reading with me, those are available, consultations.beyondmystic.net. Link is in the description below. And today I did add 4 openings for August, mid-August. And other than that, I'm fully booked out now until December, few spots left in December, then going into 2026. So you can go check that out at consultations.beyondmystic.net if you'd like to get astrology reading with me. Love to share the gift of astrology with all y'all. So sending so much cosmic love your way, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow for the Daily Astro Show here on Beyond Mystic. Bye, everybody.